Well, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Thank you. I am Andrea Genazzani. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you very much. And I just start with the questions right away. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. My first question to you is, what is the difference between DT56A and soy?
And soy, oh, it's fantastic. I think the difference is DT56A originate from soy, but is a transformation of the natural product by a digestion system. This modified the structure of the molecule. It's the same if you put a chicken in a boiling to make a soup. At the end, the chicken will be totally different from it was the native chicken because it's boiled. Then the temperature is changing the protein in the soup, but the digestion is done by enzymes who strictly modify also the characteristic of the native molecules.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you very much. And then my second question. Yeah. And then my second question is, do you know if there are any genetically differences between absorption of soy in the intestines than with the estrogen, or that, and if that is the case, will it give different effects in different persons? Can you give an example?
Okay,
maybe?
I think it's a very interesting question, which is more related to the soy. Soy product absorption depends also on the quality of bacteria who are present in the intestine, while the Femoral, being already a modified structure, have not demonstrated that clear dependency from the existence of bacteria who can transform, because to absorb the soy product, you need bacteria in the intestine who can modify the native products, while these do not happen apparently with Femoral. Certainly, as with any drug, some individuals are more sensitive and some individuals are less sensitive. And then this means why we suggest a mean dose for individual, but certainly, as you have seen, some they can probably probably found more favorable rising the dose or slightly declining the dose.
Okay. Okay, oh, that's very interesting. And then my third question is, here in Norway, everything has to be measured in order for people to believe in it. I'm sorry about that. But are there any ways to measure the effects of products based on soy, like it is possible?
Yes, it's very easy. No, it's not. It's in menopause is a condition where it's very easy to measure the effect of the substances, because menopause, the patients have symptoms, some which are evident, such hot flashes, and some other who are no evident, as the bone loss. If you can measure an effect of a treatment which is showing to reduce symptoms such mood swings, sleep problems, hot flashes in one side, or symptoms as changes in the continuous reduction of bone mass density, which is stopped, then you can measure the effect. I think the effect in postmenopausal women, they can be easily measured, the effect of a treatment.
Okay, but it's not like you cannot see like the Femoral substance in the blood like you can see with the estrogen.
Okay, and you know, Femoral substances in the blood, they are present. They are acting on estrogen receptor, but and also you can also measure estrogen. The problem is that in postmenopause, women, they have a strong reduction of estrogen, and their endogenous estrogen, who are estradiol, estrogen, and estriol, and also the estrone sulfate, they are reducing more and more and more. If you add Femoral, Femoral can in the blood reach the peripheral cell, and in the cell can act on the receptor. And we have also shown that by our study on the brain effect of Femoral, that Femoral is able also to act inside to the brain, showing estrogenic effect. That this means that while you have low endogenous estrogen, you can add that substance, the pool of substances who can interfere and stimulate their estrogenic receptor.
Okay. Ah, And then my question number 4, do you think there will be a difference if you start early or late in life with soy products like Femoral?
I think, you know, nature is clear. Once a system lose the substances responsible for its stimulation, you have a readaptation of the system. Then, more far you go from the menopause, more the female body have to readapt to try to go on also without that important molecule which were estrogen, important since the fetal life until that moment. Then it's important, in my view, that we act as early as possible. We administer Femoral or any other treatment as early as possible in comparison to the menopause. Not because they are less or more efficient, but because if you give them since the beginning and even just before the beginning of the menopause, then you maintain that endogenous organization of the receptor and post-receptoral effect, which were typical of a woman normally exposed to estrogen.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And then my 5th, you are famous for your knowledge about cognitive effects of estrogen. And what do you think about soy or Femoral about the cognitive effects?
You know, estrogen has a very positive effect, but we have also to see the fear of individual to take hormones, because this was due mostly to the ignorance of the individual and to the ignorance of the doctors, which are not very well aware about what the steroids are doing. Then in that genre or in that population, certainly a product who originate from natural product, who have who clearly shown that they have a positive effect on some being a SERM, a selective estrogen receptor modulator natural. It have positive effect on several receptors, such as in the brain, in the vessel, in the bone, in the vagina, and so on, but have no stimulatory effect in the other one, such the endometrium and such the breast. This is a really, in general, a really positive and reassuring message for the population and for the doctors.
Okay, thank you. And then to my last question, is there one area more than others that you think soy is especially good for women in menopause?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is there, like, with the menopause problems, is there one area that you could point out where Femoral or soy products would be very good?
I'm sorry, I totally believe yes. But first of all, I would like to go in a general comment. Menopause is an important biological change for the female body, but not on the body in general. You have changes in your mind, you have changes in your vessel, you have changes in the liver function, you have changes in the gut, you have changes in the muscle, you have changes in the bone, you have changes in the kidney, you have changes everywhere, also in the skin, also in the teeth, also in the mucosa. Then we are now speaking as the women now, they are living so longer in comparison to the past. Because in the past, you know, the women, the majority of them, they don't reach the menopause, they die before. Now, modern medicine and the general welfare system have given to the women other 35 to 40 years of life more. 35 to 40 years. Then you live not 50, but you live 90 years. Also in Norway, in Italy too. And then, how we can protect? Is the female body organized to live so longer without diseases and without changes in her structure? Not so much. And then medicine now are asked to cover not a specific disease. Then you need a specific medicine. If you have a disease of the heart, you need a medicine on the heart. But to try to continue the protection of the female body longer. And who were the substances who were protecting the individuals going on with the life? In the general view, they were mostly steroids coming from the adrenal gland, coming from the ovaries, coming from the testes in the man. And then by Femoral, we suggest to maintain that protection longer, to go longer in the life not to change the lifestyle of the woman, but to protect the woman to adapt herself to the new life that she has facing her.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. This was very educating. And thank you very much here from Norway.
Thank you, and I invite all of you to come with us next at the middle of October in Barcelona, where we will have the European Society of Gynecology there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.